It is a curious thought, but it is only when you see people looking ridiculous that you realize just how much you love them. Very few of us are what we seem. The impossible could not have happened, therefore the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances. An archaeologist is the best husband a woman can have. The older she gets, the more interested he is in her. Instinct is a marvelous thing. It can neither be explained nor ignored. If you place your head in a lion's mouth, then you cannot complain one day if he happens to bite it off. Everybody said, "Follow your heart." I did, it got broken. The best time for planning a book is while you're doing the dishes. One doesn't recognize the really important moments in one's life until it's too late. Never do anything yourself that others can do for you. It is really a hard life. Men will not be nice to you if you are not good looking, and women will not be nice to you if you are. Never tell all you know, not even to the person you know best. One of the saddest things in life is the things one remembers. The young people think the old people are fools, but the old people know the young people are fools. In the midst of life, we are in death. The truth, however ugly in itself, is always curious and beautiful to seekers after it. Time is the best killer. But surely for everything you love you have to pay some price. Good advice is always certain to be ignored, but that's no reason not to give it. Everything must be taken into account. If the fact will not fit the theory, let the theory go. I know there's a proverb that says, "To err is human," but a human error is nothing to what a computer can do if it tries. Words, mademoiselle, are only the outer clothing of ideas. But no artist, I now realize, can be satisfied with art alone. There is a natural craving for recognition which cannot be gainsaid. To every problem, there is a most simple solution. Every murderer is probably somebody's old friend. I do not argue with obstinate men. I act in spite of them. It is completely unimportant. That is why it is so interesting. It's like all those quiet people. When they do lose their tempers, they lose them with a vengeance. I don't know. I don't know at all. And that's what's frightening the life out of me. To have no idea. Everyone is a potential murderer. In everyone there arises from time to time the wish to kill, though not the will to kill. It is the brain, the little gray cells on which one must rely. One must seek the truth within, not without. An appreciative listener is always stimulating. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. One is left with the horrible feeling now that war settles nothing, that to win a war is as disastrous as to lose one. If you are to be Hercule Poirot, you must think of everything. Everybody always knows something, said Adam, even if it's something they don't know they know. To rush into explanations is always a sign of weakness. One of the luckiest things that can happen to you in life is to have a happy childhood. When you find that people are not telling you the truth, look out. Words are such uncertain things. They so often sound well, but mean the opposite of what one thinks they do. Tea. Bless ordinary, everyday afternoon tea. To all those who lead monotonous lives in the hope that they may experience at second hand the delights and dangers of adventure. At my time of life, one knows that the worst is usually true. Many homicidal lunatics are very quiet, unassuming people. Delightful fellows. Sometimes I feel sure he is as mad as a hatter, and then, just as he is at his maddest, I find there is a method in his madness. Love can be a very frightening thing. That is why most great love stories are tragedies. It had come about exactly in the way things happened in books. You should employ your little gray cells. Dogs are wise. They crawl away into a quiet corner and lick their wounds and do not rejoin the world until they are whole once more. It's what's in yourself that makes you happy or unhappy. There is no detective in England equal to a spinster lady of uncertain age with plenty of time on her hands. One little Indian left all alone, he went out and hanged himself, and then there were none. What good is money if it can't buy happiness? What's wrong with my proposition? Poirot rose. If you will forgive me for being personal, I do not like your face, M. Ratchet. One of us in this very room is in fact the murderer. A woman who doesn't lie is a woman without imagination and without sympathy. I always think loyalty such a tiresome virtue. People should be interested in books, not their authors. Our weapon is our knowledge. But remember, it may be a knowledge we may not know that we possess. The happy people are failures because they are on such good terms with themselves they don't give a damn. Elephants can remember, but we are human beings, and mercifully human beings can forget. Fear is incomplete knowledge. When engaged in eating, the brain should be the servant of the stomach. They tried to be too clever, and that was their undoing. Be sure thy sin will find thee out. A great many men are mad, and no one knows it. They do not know it themselves. She was a lucky woman who had established a happy knack of writing what quite a lot of people wanted to read. Two people rarely see the same thing. I did not deceive you, mon ami. At most, I permitted you to deceive yourself.